What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Stealing It's Brad as HD's content, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the brand new Yu-Gi-Oh game that's going to be coming out on the Nintendo Switch. I'm honestly really excited to talk about this new news on this new Yu-Gi-Oh game for the Nintendo Switch because honestly the fact that we're going to be getting a Yu-Gi-Oh game for the Switch just sounds really appealing to me. The Nintendo Switch is like one of my favorite consoles right now currently, so the fact that we can get one Yu-Gi-Oh game for it sounds really awesome to me. But there is a lot to talk about when it comes to this announcement though for this Yu-Gi-Oh game for the Nintendo Switch, and there's a lot of good stuff but also a lot of bad stuff and a lot of speculation to come forth when it comes to this little video right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's little news slash speculation video on this new Yu-Gi-Oh game. If you guys are excited for today's video and are interested into this stuff, be sure to show your support by leaving the like on the video down below, of course, so you can wait to like the video until you watch the full thing and everything like that. But without further ado, let's go talk about this new Yu-Gi-Oh game for the Nintendo Switch. So where I got this information on this brand new Yu-Gi-Oh game for the Nintendo Switch is from this website called gemnatsu.com. Basically, they do exact translations of, Japanese games and let us English people actually understand what the heck they're saying about these new Japanese games. And as you guys can see, we have Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution announced for the Switch. Compete in this card game with using the new master rules. And as you guys can see, we have Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. And yeah, so Konami has announced Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution for the Switch. If we open up this link from Konami, this is actually from the official Japanese page of Konami, so this is actually legit, and as you guys can see, there's that right there. But we're going to be using this exact translation right here. The competitive card game will allow players to duel against characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh series and other players nationwide with the new master rules, which are the latest rules of the Yu-Gi-Oh official card game. More information will be announced on April 29th or 2019. There you go. I can't freaking read for the life of me. 2019 issue of V-Jump, which is due out on February 21st. Stay tuned. So as most of you guys can pretty much tell right away, is that this so far really seems like it's possibly going to be a port of Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist from Xbox, PlayStation, and PC over to the Nintendo Switch. But as you guys can tell, we have this Link Evolution stuff, which is really weird. So for everybody that doesn't know what Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist is, as you guys can see, I actually have the game on my screen. I own this on, Xbox, but this game also came out on PlayStation 4 and PC, and the PC release was a year after. But yeah, Legacy of the Duelist was just the console version of, the Yu-Gi-Oh games at the time for the current gen consoles. A lot of really good things about this game. There's also a lot of really bad things. So let's just go into this game right now. Legacy of the Duelist, let's go check this out. And I actually played a good amount of this game. I believe, if I remember correctly, I actually finished all the single player in this game and the reverse single player duels, and I have a good amount of experience in this game. Probably not the best amount of experience in this game, but for what it's worth, I put a good amount of hours into this game. And a couple good things about Legacy of the Duelist was one of the main selling points of this game is that it's really nostalgic for a lot of people. As you guys can see during the basically the single player on all of this stuff right here, you actually can go through each individual anime from the from the show, and you can go through it in this game specifically right here. We had all of the Yu-Gi-Oh for the Yu-Gi-Oh people. We had all of Yu-Gi-Oh GX, which was pretty awesome. We have all Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, except of course for the final season that didn't get dubbed. Same with GX and 5Ds, they actually didn't have their final season and dubbed and everything like that, now thinking about it. But we have all Zexal. I think Zexal was completely done because it actually got finished and dubbed. But then last but not least, Arc 5 actually didn't really have anything at all, because when this game released, Arc 5 was just like a brand new thing in the West, and it wasn't like there wasn't really that many episodes in, but they added more DLC for this game as time went on. So that was pretty cool right here. But yeah, the single player was actually pretty cool in this because you actually get to go through the story of the show and play through it in this. You can play the story decks if you really want to, or you can play through with your own decks, which I personally did. I went through this with my own decks because the story decks were absolute garbage, but for what it's worth, it was pretty cool. One of my hopes that we're going to be getting in the Link Revolution or Evolution version of this game is that hopefully Arc 5 will be completely done and we'll have the full series of Arc 5 in here, which will be really nice. And then hopefully we have a little bit of extra stuff for V-Rains, and maybe they'll add some V-Rain DLC into Link Evolution. That's gonna be my guess. But one good point about Legacy of the Duelist is the single player right here, because you actually can go through all the single player of this and check out the animes of all of these shows, which is pretty cool. And there's also the tutorial and all this stuff right here. I don't think I did the Duelist challenge though, if I'm gonna be honest. Never bothered with this, but I've finished all the campaign for what it's worth, and we'll talk about the downloadable content later. Another really good thing about Legacy of the Duelist though is that it actually had a legit multiplayer in this, complete with players from around the world in a multiplayer mode. You can do rank match, you can do player matches, and you can check out the leaderboards. I personally did mostly player matches in here, but you can do rank matches all the time, build whatever deck you really want to, if that was going to be your thing. And yeah, this was actually a pretty cool thing because you can actually play against your friends on Xbox through Yu-Gi-Oh! I used this feature a lot back in the day, and it was a ton of fun to play against my friends. When this game comes out on the Switch, I'd love to go against some of you guys in this. That would be honestly a ton of fun right there. So multiplayer was actually, for what it's worth, it was alright. There wasn't really that many connection issues, but I do remember there has been times where I actually had been DC'd against one of my friends when I was playing against, so that can get pretty obnoxious. But yeah, pretty cool multiplayer right there. This also had the feature that I never really looked into, but I know Brad really likes his battle pack feature. But basically what you can do is that you can, as you can see right here, your deck is made instantly from 10 5-card battle packs. You can kind of go through this thing, you can do these little purchases and everything like that from these battle packs, and kind of just build your own decks and stuff like that, draft play and all that stuff. It's a pretty cool feature. If they introduce this feature into the Duel Evolution, Link Evolution, Nintendo Switch game, that would actually be really sick. But yeah, battle pack was a cool feature because it's basically draft packs. You don't really know what deck you're gonna get, you kind of just get what you get and don't throw a fit and kind of play through that. So it's a pretty cool feature, and it was a lot of fun to check out. Another pretty good thing about Legacy of the Duelists is that for what it's worth, at the time it did actually have a pretty good card pool. It tried its best to add pretty much most of the recent cards at the time for in the game, and you actually have a pretty good card pool from here, and you actually were playing in the latest ban list at the time for this game. And they also released an update later on, because at day one these characters were not able to get packs from, but they actually released a free update where you actually could get these cards right here, and then added a bunch of pendulum support and stuff like that too. So hopefully with the Link Evolution thing, they're probably going to do the same thing. They're probably going to have the most recent card pool at the time for Yu-Gi-Oh! When they do drop the game, and then as updates go on, they'll probably release more packs and you can actually get this for free. Cool thing about this is that for the most part you can actually get pretty much every card without spending extra money. You pay Legacy of the Duelist for like around 20 bucks, and then afterwards you can get a huge card pool. But of course there's a ton of DLCs for this game that you actually do have to spend money for some of the cards. But for what it's worth, you have a pretty good card pool, and you do not need to spend like extra money for most of the stuff right there. So that's a really cool feature too about Legacy of the Duelist, that had a decent card pool for at the time. So what I'm trying to get at in this segment of the video is basically talking about what I want to see changed in the new version of the Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. There's a lot of things that they can improve with this game, and we're going to be discussing about that right now. And so I'm going to be talking about what I want to improve with the next version of this port to the Nintendo Switch, and what changes that I want to see into the game, and a lot of hopes and dreams and stuff like that. So first thing I need to get out of the way, Brad mentioned this in his video too, but the UI in this game is pretty mediocre. They did a lot of lazy things in this game, and for what it's worth, it sometimes seems professional. Well, there's a lot of times where it seems very, very lazy, and don't even get me started on the animations in this game. The animations in this game look like they're at 480p. It's really bad. But we're going to go do a testing right here. I'm going to go to the waifu duels because shout out to the waifus. We're going to go to the truth and consequences, I believe. We're going to do that reverse duel. I'll play as Misty, which is going to be a big poggers. And I guess I'll do story deck. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to get through the loading thing. I guess a little Easter egg is that you can, move the thing around in the background, which is kind of cool. But yeah, once this is done loading, we're going to be talking about it. But there's a lot of laziness with this game. When this released on the next-gen consoles, there was a lot of things that was very lacking about this game, because the UI was pretty garbage, the animations were pretty garbage, and it wasn't really that good. Like Brad said in his video, because I actually watched the full thing to see what he was talking about, he did mention some good points about it, where he was saying, like, yeah, this could have been really good for on a PSP or PS Vita, but for next-gen consoles, because this game came out in, like, 2014, that's, like, a year after the next-gen consoles came out, yeah, it didn't really go so, like, it's very mediocre. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world, okay? Like, I'll be honest, this isn't the worst thing in the world. It looks alright for what it's worth, but they honestly could have done a lot more with this. So hopefully with the Link Evolution of this game, when it's released on the Nintendo Switch, hopefully they can do a little bit of a bump when it comes to the graphics on this, because it would be really nice if they make this a lot better. At the same time, though, we probably shouldn't expect that much on it, because since this is going to be a Switch port, the Switch doesn't have the same capabilities, of course, as the Xbox and PlayStation 4, and of course PC. But yeah, for what it's worth, I think they could upgrade this stuff right here. But I don't know, we can, summon a monster real quick. Nothing too crazy right there. There's not even any, like, summoning animation like monster right there. Like, in Duel Links, how if you're in one view of the mode in the game, you can actually see what the monster looks like. As you can see, like, that just doesn't exist right here. You can activate the spell card, but nothing's happening right there. There's nothing really going on when it comes to that. There's no little monster thing right there, which is pretty ridiculous. So I just wanted to show you guys the UI. We're gonna go surrender right here. here. Rip Misty. Misty took the L. Big Oos right there. But yeah, there's that right there. The UI of this game is very, very mediocre for what it's worth. Another thing that I kind of gonna say it's a bad point, but at the same time I completely understand it, is the DLC in this game. So a lot of the cards that you can get in this game are actually through this downloadable content. So we're gonna click this right here, and as you guys can see, there is a ton of DLC for this game. And one hope that I have for the Duel Evolution or Link Evolution, I don't know why I keep saying Duel Evolution, that's a completely different game. With the Legacy of the Duelists Link Evolution game, hopefully when that game gets ported onto the Switch, it also comes with every single one of these DLCs. I really hope that Konami doesn't do this where they add all these DLCs as purchasable once they port it onto the Nintendo Switch. I really hope they don't do that. I hope that they kind of, you know, basically build the game almost from ground up and have all these little, you know, features right here. Hopefully they have Arc 5 fully fledged out as a campaign instead of only through DLCs. Hopefully they add all this, you know, Duelist Kingdom stuff, Joey's Journey, Yugi's Journey, and all that stuff right there. I really hope that they add all these DLCs as just a part of the Link Evolution thing. And then for DLCs that they can do instead, they can do DLCs for V-Reigns and add new cards from, you know, the recent sets for V-Reigns and, you know, this Link monster generation that we're in Duel Links. Hopefully they can do that. I'd love if they added all the DLCs into the Link Evolution version of the game. The last point and my last hope for Legacy the Duelist Link Evolution, you know, for the Nintendo Switch. My last hope for this game is that I really hope that they actually do an English version of this game. I didn't mention this until now, and I probably should have mentioned this a lot earlier in today's video, but so far the announcement for this Legacy the Duelist Link Evolution has only been confirmed for the Japanese only. It's only been confirmed for the Japanese just stuff right there. Don't need to repeat myself twice. As you guys can see here, it was only officialized from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Japanese website, and there hasn't been any confirmation on this game actually being ported into English. I really hope that they do an English version of this game, because I would honestly love to play Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution in English and actually read the cards in English and all that fun stuff. But so far there hasn't been any confirmation of Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution as, you know, an English release so far. There is still some hope though that could possibly happen, because apparently originally Legacy of the Duelist was originally developed by a Western company, Other Ocean Interactive, and from what I've been hearing from, you know, what I've been hearing from Brad and some other research and stuff like that, it looks like you know, Legacy of the Duelist was actually never released in Japan, and it was actually probably originated from Konami US. As you guys can see, Other Ocean Interactive is, you know, a developer that's developed all sorts of different games, and one of the games they developed was Legacy of the Duelist a long time ago. But this Legacy of the Duelist, from what I've been gathering, has actually never been released in Japan. So for the Japan people, Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution is going to be a completely brand new game for them, while for us Western people, or just English people in general, basically we've kind of already know what Legacy of the Duelist is, because we actually had it for a while now. So yeah, I'm just really hoping that we get a full version of Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution, and that we don't need to, you know, only buy the Japanese version of it, because if worse comes to worse, if there isn't an English port of this game, we can actually still get it from the Nintendo eShop, because there's no region lock anymore. Thank goodness there's no region lock anymore when it comes to Nintendo products. So you can actually still download this if you want, but it would be so awesome if we can get this game as an English release. Hopefully when we get some more news about this on February 24th or February 21st, once we get some more information about it, hopefully it can kind of confirm some things and everything about it. But yeah, that's gonna be kind of it for today's video right here. Well, that's gonna do it for me guys today in today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this information about the new Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution game that's gonna be coming out on the Nintendo Switch. I'm really looking forward to this game. Hopefully they can fix a lot of the mistakes from the Legacy of the Duelist game on, you know, the Xbox, PlayStation, PC. Hopefully they can fix a lot of the issues from that game once they port it onto the Nintendo Switch, and hopefully we can get an English version of this game, because I'd love if we can get an English version of this game, because I don't really feel like trying to learn how to read Japanese anytime soon. Still guys, if you guys enjoyed today's video, you guys know what to do. Be sure to go hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh related content, or just other content from me if you like my personality and stuff like that, because I'm not only Duel Links or Yu-Gi-Oh and all that stuff only, you know what it is. But still, hope you guys enjoyed today's video nonetheless. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Hoping to see you guys in the next video. Bye.